it's Jackie, and since we're in May, I thought, oh, we better do another flip through. So I'm going to show you the second half of April in this video. I know we started, I can't exactly remember where we left off. I think these pages were blank last time I did a flip through, so we'll just jump right into it. So I had a birthday, so I decided to take a picture of myself at this age. So I said hello 35 is my title, and if I'm honest, I'm finding that having 4 scrappy pages to do a week, I am sort of running out of material to put on them. I might have been a little too ambitious when I set that up, but so I thought, you know, I have a selfie, I'll just put it in here for this day. So I just used some Heidi Swap Color Shine spray on a doily. I just put some washi tape here and here. I used some of my Mind's Eye gold embellishments, and that's from the Amy Tangerine Better Together collection. And I just put a couple of notes about how I feel at this age. And these asterisks are from that Mambi sticker set I showed in my last haul video. And then I went out for dim sum. I hadn't been in quite some time, so for me it was worth documenting. So I just took a picture of all the foods that we ate, and I used, I think these are Dear Lizzie thickers, and they're really large, so I don't use them very often, but I thought they worked on this page, the white on this busy background. So the whole page is really busy, but I like that effect. And then Quan was the name of the restaurant, and that's one of the Better Together stickers, where I just did a little bit of journaling. And you saw these pages already, so I think we saw that one too. And so then we get into the new pages, so I'll go through these with you. And again, I'll just talk about the materials that I used. I'm not going to go through all the contents. That's up to you if you want to pause the video. So this one I did put a title on it. I don't always do that. I called it Another Road Trip to Barrie, and I used Webster Pages. I think those are Webster Pages alphas. I can't remember now. And these are the Amy Tangerine Better Together alphas for my title. And I used one of the rub-ons from the collection and one of the stickers. And I just took some pictures from that day. They aren't like fancy pictures, so I find those are good for like everyday pictures are the ones I like to put on the journal pages. And then like event pictures I like to put on the scrappy pages. So yeah, just a couple pictures there. Just matted it with a piece of pattern paper. And then the next one, I gave that one a title as well. It says How Loved Am I, and I just used some alphas here, and I just kind of hand lettered that a little bit. But again, because this paper is so flimsy, I can barely hand letter on it. Like everything bleeds through. So it always is going to look messy because I have to touch the pen to the paper as lightly as possible. So my husband made me some cotton candy. He had rented a cotton candy machine at work, so I just took a picture. He brought me home 3 bags. I had this piece of ephemera. It's a basic gray, like party ephemera, and I've had it for like 2 years. I never had a chance to use it, so I was happy to use it here. This is one of the Amy Tangerine journaling cards. I thought that was really cute. And then the next page, I just used another journaling card to document my runs. I'd forgotten to put one on this day, so I just doubled them up here. And that's one of the stickers. Just some washi tape down here. So just a simple page. And I am trying to mostly keep them simple. Like I don't spend a lot of time on this at night. I don't know, I don't even think I take half an hour to do a page. I just stick some things down and write a few words and it's done. So on these days, I just used all the light blue and the dark blues, and then I added some yellow washi tape to give it a little bit more color. I was lucky that we had sunny days, so those match as well. So I tried to use my Inktense pencils, and I found that they bled through the paper, so I was pretty sad about that, but you can see the yellow and the blue come through. I don't know if it shows up on the video. So this was the only time I tried using them in here, but it's going to have to wait till the next book, I guess. Yeah, and actually the worst problem was that the ink on this page bled through to this page, and it was so bad here that I had to actually stick a sticker on top of it because it was like a big black smear right there where the moisture from the paper had caused the ink on the other side to bleed through. So that was too bad. And I put some gold embellishments on these ones too. A little sloppy doodle there. And my lister's got a list page. I'm just kind of going with it. Like I'm not sure I love these pages, but I just use my distress inks to color each line. I print off the prompts from the website in the PDF, and I can live with that. I am finding in this format, though, that I'm doing them a week at a time. I'm not keeping up with it every day. I'll be honest with you on that one. So the next page was a fancy supper that we went to, and I realize now I didn't write the name of the restaurant on here, which I should go back and add. It was at the Indie Brew House, and they had like a beer pairing event thing. So I ended up the only girl at a table of 10 guys, which I thought was kind of funny. There's a picture of us eating and then a couple pictures of the food. And then I just itemized all the food that we ate because it was an outstanding menu. And I backed the whole thing on a piece of pink pattern paper because I just found this pattern paper that underneath was just too busy. And I just put some Heidi Swap alphas on a piece of washi tape for the title. Then on the next page, I just was talking about some of the art I'm doing, and I am finding that where I have 4 pages to fill up every week, I am recording more of the kind of creative things that I do, which I never recorded before. So I do kind of like that that's happening. So I've been doing a few pages like this. So this one was just some of the mixed media morsels. I've talked about my mixed media journal here before, and it's still going on. I'm still doing them. She releases about 1 lesson a week. It's a fantastic course, so definitely check it out. Just search on YouTube for mixed media morsels if you want to get involved. So I did 4 pages that week because I had been behind, so I just put pictures of those. And then from this mosaic one, I had leftover scraps, so I just cut like a wavy line out of this one, and I used an Amy Tangerine scissors die to cut that out of the painted paper that I'd used to do this page. And I think they turned out really cool. I think it makes the page more cohesive. These are some jelly bean soup alphas and more of those Mammy stickers. I like them a lot just to use as little like sprinkles. And then we went to a Blue Jays game. So luckily for me, I had a blue and white sheet of pattern paper that just happened to be the page for that day. So I just took a picture of one of the most exciting moments in the game. A selfie of my husband and I in the stands. There's our ticket. And then I just used alphas, and I just backed them with blue cardstock here so that they showed up. And I backed these ones with washi tape. And just some snap alphas here. And I've just been using my date stamp on all the pages to date them. I haven't been doing too much more fancy than that. The next one I called volunteering. That was my husband was spent a day at the Sick Kids Hospital, and among other things they had him make cards for the kids to give to their mothers for Mother's Day. And so he sent me a picture of this one because the day before I had been making this butterflies page in my journal, and he had been watching. So he got there and he was like, oh, I know how to make butterflies. So he made butterflies for his card. So he sent me that picture while he was at the hospital. I thought that was pretty cute. So I just I just wrote my journaling on cardstock, and I just stamped a border around it. And so that's not an actual journaling card, that's just some paper. And that's in my mind's eye embellishments here and here, and another Amy Tangerine sticker, and then some washi tape. So just, yeah, everything in here I keep really simple. Like I don't do any really fancy crafty techniques in it, but I like it that way. I think if I did any more, I'd get overwhelmed. So the next day, I just backed my picture with some cardstock. I made cookies that day, used a sticker to document my run, and I was hanging out just with my husband all day, so I used this Just Us. Oh no, actually, sorry, I made a title, 5 dozen 6 for Just Us, because I made a huge batch of cookies actually, and we ate the whole thing. So the next page, I just had gold washi tape, so you can pretty much do whatever you want on those days. There's not really a color to match. So I did some stenciling with some chipped sapphire distress ink on those. Distress ink and gelatos are pretty much the only things that don't seep through this paper, so I've been using them a fair amount. And so this was just talking about the day that we went to the baseball game. And since I'd already put my photos in the book, I just used the label off of the caramel corn that we bought, and just put so much caramel corn. And just a couple of journaling cards here and here. For this day, this was the day I made the butterfly art, so I had some leftover butterflies. So I just put down some picked raspberry distress ink, and I stuck down the butterflies that I'd made, and then I just stamped. I used a citrus twist stamp kit for that. So it says I am currently creating, and then I just used my $1.50 alpha stamps from Michael's to just write out butterflies. And on these pages, I just I find I'm trying to fill about this size every day, because I don't really have that many words to fill a whole page most days, and it's sort of like having the art block that I used to have in my old journal. So I am usually starting, when I start working on a page, first I'll just fill up a block with like a card or something. So this is one of the old I Am collection from Snap Simple Stories cards. I still have a couple of those left. And I just used, I think it's tumbled glass distress ink. That's one of the Amy Tangerine stickers and one of the rub-ons. and just some little washi tape pieces here and here. And these were all Amy Tangerine Better Together cards, and just a little bit of distressing here and here to give the page a little color, some of the washi tape to kind of connect all the greens together. On these days I added a lot of different color, like the tape was pink, but I added green and I added blue. So I just used a journaling card on this day, and where it was white on white, it didn't work, so I put a blue background around it because we had spent the night with friends that night. And then just a little clear sticker and a die cut. And I just thought it was fun to use the top bar. This is one of the branding strips from the paper collection, and I haven't had a top bar in a while. Felt familiar. So I just drew in my run stats that day. I didn't use a sticker or anything like that. And I got some, in Canada we have this website, it's called Sample Source, and once in a while they send you free samples. So I got my samples that day, so I just stuck in a picture, and I just used a piece of washi tape. I just tore it down the middle and put half at the top and half at the bottom. And a little gold sequin I found on the ground. I had lost my earring, and when I was looking for it I found a sequin. So I put that in my book. I just picked it up, took it home. Another day, a lister's got a list. We went to a comedy show. There were no pictures allowed in this venue, and they don't post pictures on their Facebook group, so I just took the pictures off the website of the comedians that we saw, and the picture of the logo for the club, and those are the only pictures I had for that day. A little journaling card, and just a title here. Pretty straightforward. And then I did some jelly printing. If you're on the Mixed Media Morsels Facebook group, you might have seen these pictures already. So I made my own jelly plate, and I did some jelly plate prints. I don't know how you order those words. So I just put some steps, like here's where I made the plate, this is where I had my workstation set up, and that's all the art that I made, and I just did a little bit of journaling about it. I just typed it up and printed it off. And then I had made some washi tapes, so I used one down the side. So that's one of my jelly prints here, and this was a tag that I jelly printed for the label, and then just some alphas here. These are jelly bean soup, and these ones are basic gray, I think. And I haven't filled in these pages yet. I'll fill those in as this week goes. And then we have just not much going on this day at all, so I used one of the 4x6 cards. There's only 2 in the whole collection, so it takes up most of the page. And I put my run stats, a couple of my mind's eye embellishments here and here, and then just a little bit of writing. Really simple page. And on this page, I just had to cover up some personal details there. But I thought this was kind of good to show you, because you can see a lot of times I do the layouts, like I do the design parts of them before I do the writing, and I do 2 pages at the same time. I don't always do 2 pages at the same time, but I find if I do, it's a lot easier to keep them cohesive. So on these ones, I just did some stenciling. I think that's Distress Ink and Picked Raspberry, I think. And then I used some of the Amy Tangerine embellishments here. I used a marker to draw an outline here, and I just felt like I was getting away with something because I can never use markers in this book, but since I had this journaling card on the back, this time I could. And then this is another one of my jelly printed labels. I just cut it in half and put half on each, and in here it's journaling, and it's purple, or like fuchsia, so it matches the rest of the pages. Yeah, and so that takes us to the end of January. Today's Monday. I always journal a day behind, so I'll fill in Sunday. And everything is blank from here on out. I've already prepped my lister's got a list page, but I haven't filled them in yet. So yeah, that's it for April. Can you believe it? So I'll be back mid-month with my next flip through. Thank you so much for watching.